I invite you to come to the karate chop point under the line at the base of the pinky. Even though I often feel heavy now and kind of inundated with what I don't like that's happening in the world, right now I remember self-love. Right now I accept and love myself fully. However I feel, however I'm doing. Even though it seems to be an era where I get overwhelmed and heavy easily, I love myself. I approve of myself. Even though a lot of people around me seem to agree things are not okay. I know I feel better when I take a bigger perspective and better care of myself. And I begin right now by loving and accepting myself completely. Let's go to the crown. It's easy to be inundated with news. Inner eyebrow. Even beyond actual news that happens with social media, any kind of media, any going out into the world, talking to people. Side of the eye. Things feel out of control. I feel out of control. Under the eye. People in populations I really care about are emphasizing all of this. Under the nose. I feel like I don't know how to unplug from all the fear and distress without unplugging from what and whom I care about. Chin point. I'd kind of rather suffer than not care. But I'd really like to find how I could care and feel good. Under the clavicle round. I don't like how often I don't feel good currently. And I'm aware of the suffering of others that affects that. Side of the ribs. Sometimes I'm afraid things won't be okay. The earth itself won't be okay, the earth herself. And I really want to move away from how bad this feels. Crown point. I do know it's completely normal to feel how I feel. Inner eyebrow. And I do like recognizing that some of what hurts is based in love and caring and wanting to be a good human being. Side of the ribs. Oops, nope, this is the eye. Anatomy, so rough. I know that I'm not my best self when I'm in fear and distress. Under the eye. Right now, I recognize that source perspective is broader, bigger than eagle view, bigger than satellite view. And please, y'all, if source doesn't work for you, it could just even be evolution or reality, but big reality over time. Under the nose. I don't like disconnecting from that broader perspective. At least right now, when I zoom in on what's happening right now, I'm not okay. Chin point. And I really want to be okay. I want to be at ease. I want to be well. I want to thrive. Under the clavicle round. And I want that for other human beings. I really want that for all human beings. So let's try it right now. I want all human beings to thrive. Side of the ribs. I want all sentient beings to thrive. I want the earth to thrive. I want the solar system to thrive. I want all of the vast cosmos to thrive. I love when I'm focused on thriving. Crown. Sometimes I forget the importance of focus. And right now I remember. I get to focus on what supports me to feel good. Inner eyebrow. I seem to be in an era where that takes more work, or maybe just more time. Side of the eye. Maybe it just takes more willingness to let myself feel good, to reach for feeling good, to use processes that make me feel good. Under the eye. Right now, I am willing. Right now, I am willing to feel better, to feel good. Right now, I'm willing to thrive. Under the nose. If I vote for the thriving of all sentient beings, including the earth, then of course I must be willing to thrive myself. Chin point. Maybe I don't have my own permission to thrive in the midst of the current climate. So right now I give myself permission. Under the clavicle round. I at least give myself permission to feel better. And at any given moment, I'm willing to notice that I feel bad and reach for feeling better. Side of the ribs. I like remembering degrees, scales, different levels of something that I have access to at any given moment. Sometimes I can't be in bliss, but I could be satisfied with what is. I could be okay. I could find simple things to be content with. Round point. I like when my cat comes over and rubs up against me to remind me of simple contentment. Please fill in your thing that isn't a cat. Inner eyebrow. I like remembering that I really cannot leap from despair and heaviness to feeling fantastic. That's okay. That's not how it works. Side of the eye. And it's so empowering to remember that I could just feel a little bit better right now. Under the eye. It's so helpful to remember I can zoom out. When I'm hyper-focused on something gone wrong, or one bit of news I heard, or one fearful comment from someone else that came into my field, I probably need to zoom out, not in. Under the nose. I like remembering that I can take eagle view, satellite view, infinity view, and be okay with what is. Chin point. I like remembering that Earth is a place of contrasting experiences. I like diversity. And that has to include people with different politics. Groups that are up to stuff I'm not up to and not into. That's actually part of what I opt in for when I opt into being on planet Earth. In any era. under the clavicle round. So it's liberating to remember I don't need to push against beliefs I don't like or share. I don't need to push against people who are up to something I don't like. I don't need to push against political parties with agendas that don't match what I prefer. I don't need to push against what others choose to do in their power to choose, in the places where they inhabit the contrast to what I want. Side of the ribs. Right now, I release pushing against. Now, y'all just tap while I say something and then take it or leave it. I'm remembering now that Mother Teresa used to say, do not invite me to a parade or an event against war. If you invite me to an event that's for peace or for the beautiful things that I care about, that sounds right. That's what I want to do. And we'll finish on the crown, and we could go on and on. I like remembering that my feeling state is very important to my thriving. I've really remembered it now. And I like remembering that I can just move up the emotional scale, that I can just feel better, better, better until I actually feel good. Until I actually feel that I'm thriving and believe that we all could thrive. And I like the relaxation that comes in when I stop pushing against, controlling what I can't control. And I like when I remember to focus on what I want. I care so much about love. I care so much about health and well-being for all on this planet and the planet included. All that is in this marvelous universe we share with who knows what else. And right now, I trust everything is okay. And that my job is to keep soothing myself into alignment. And from alignment, meet events and people and whatever arises in my field. Now drop one hand into the other, one cupped into the other, palms up. And just sit and breathe. Drop your muscles down, except those that want to hold you in a position. Follow the breath and just feel into the reverberations of the tapping. And just tune into and appreciate how much better you feel. Just right now, remember that you can reach for tapping more often. Could be really brief. And right now, just notice if anything was said during the tapping session or anything got evoked that throws you off, or that you know, that's a big reach, or I need to work on that one more, or I need to reframe that didn't hit me right. Whatever it is, just notice, and you might take an actual note of it afterwards, and then that could be the stuff of a tapping session or something to take to any process that serves you, or to any experiment you want to run. And please come back in your own timing.